Welcome to Saucy Cat. My name's Zoe, and I've been hard at work to bring you a recipe that I've always loved, but never made from scratch until now. And boy, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to that store-bought stuff. So get ready, it's time for some vegan pot stickers. Let's get into it. Let's start off with some homemade dumpling wrappers. I've tried store-bought, but these fresh ones have a much better chewy texture in my opinion and are worth it. Grab a bowl and mix together flour and a pinch of salt. Now pour in some hot water. Don't use cold or room temperature water as the dough won't be as soft or workable. Incorporate the flour and water until a dough begins to form. Take the dough to a lightly floured surface and use your hands to knead it out. After about 5 minutes, you should have a soft, cohesive dough with no cracks or dry places. Roll the dough ball out into a long, even strand about 1.5 inches thick. I split mine into 2 strands so it would fit on the counter. Now cut the dough into 1-inch chunks. Each one of these chunks will be a wrapper. To turn this little guy into a dumpling wrapper, it's gotta first be a ball. I give it a little knead with my fingers before rolling to a ball to help smooth out the edges and get out any cracks that might have shown up from cutting. Now that you got your tiny dough ball, gently flatten it with your palm. Add a little flour to both sides so it doesn't stick. Now that we got a circle, we can use a rolling pin to expand that circle. Begin to roll the dough flat, turning it often so we don't get an uneven circle. I had a really hard time at first making my circle stay a circle, so all I can say is go slow and don't rush the flattening process. Continue to flatten the dough until you have a very thin, almost paper-like sheet. You should be able to see the outlines of your fingers when holding it up to a light. Give it a light flour dusting and set it to the side. Now repeat the process with the rest of the dough. With our wrappers ready to go, let's make something to fill them with. Napa cabbage and carrots are a delicious filling for pot stickers, but let's go a step further with some tofu as well. I started off by chopping the cabbage and carrots before giving up and throwing them into a food processor. The more minced you go, the easier your filling will actually sit in the wrapper. As for the tofu, use your hands or a fork to break the tofu into crumbles. Throw both the tofu and the veggies into a bowl and add in some minced garlic and powdered ginger. Drizzle in some soy sauce and give everything a mix until it's all evenly dispersed. Going back to our wrappers, it's time for the scary part. Make sure your hands are completely dry before grabbing one wrapper. Scoop about 1 tablespoon of filling into the center of the wrapper. Now most people at this stage will dip a finger in water and gently dab half of the wrapper edge in order to seal it shut. I don't know why, but they always break when I try this. I usually skip the water unless a certain wrapper is being extra stubborn. Water or no water, to close the wrapper, gently fold the dumpling in half over the filling. Either press the edges flat together or decorate the edge with the crimp method. I still struggle with crimping the edge, so remember, practice makes perfect. I usually start at one side and press the edges together for 1 fingertip length. Then I gently tug the front side and fold it over before pressing it down for another fingertip length, thus achieving this rippled, crimped look. Clearly, I am no master, but there are plenty of people who are right here on YouTube, and I highly recommend checking some of them out to learn how to close these bad boys. Once all wrappers have been filled with more or less visual appeal, let's cook them up. Grab the most non-stick pan you have, they're called pot stickers for a reason, and set to medium-high heat. Drizzle in some olive oil and let that completely warm up. It's hot enough when the pot sticker sizzles when it touches the oil. One by one, add your pot stickers. Slide each one around a bit in the oil so they will be less likely to stick. Fry the pot stickers for about a minute until they have a nice golden brown bottom. Now that they're fried up a bit, let's steam them to finish the cooking. Okay, I lied. This is the real scary part. Have your lid handy. Carefully pour in some water and immediately cover with the lid. It'll be loud and sizzly. Let them steam inside the pan without removing the lid for about 10 minutes or until the water has evaporated out. While those finish up, let's make a super easy dipping sauce. In a small bowl, whisk together soy sauce, rice vinegar, sesame oil, and some ground ginger. This is a pretty strong sauce, but it pairs wonderfully with the more subtle flavors of the pot stickers. Our pot stickers are finished steaming, so turn off the heat and without ripping any open, let's plate this dish. There is such a good crunchy layer at the bottom of this dumpling. It is perfect, just what we're looking for. Our homemade wrappers have such a great texture with the soft chewy top and the crunchy bottom, and our dip works perfect with it to give it a nice salty flair. Well, that does it for today. Let me know what recipes you want to see down in the comments. Like and subscribe so you don't miss any future dishes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Saucy Cat. Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool. Kiwi, your tail is in the shot.
Okay, Kiwi, come over here. Go over there, bud. You're still in the shot.